Every XCOM player knows how frustrating it is to miss that 90% shot that gets all your soldiers killed next turn. Take out that frustration by slaughtering all the bad guys in Neverwinter, a free-to-play combat-focused MMO. Click the link below to register, download, and play the game. Doing so directly benefits my channel and is completely free. Take a break from the long war and try out Neverwinter today. Hey guys, how's it going? I am IAmPattyJack, and we're back with some more E3 coverage. I'm so excited about this year's E3. Some people are saying it's underwhelming. Half the stuff announced is things I really want to play, and XCOM 2, War of the Chosen, is definitely up there on that list. Of course, XCOM 2 was one of my favorite games of last year, and a full-fledged expansion for it, absolutely, 100%, I'm down. Now, I feel it's worth talking briefly about the DLC, though, for XCOM 2 before we get into this. While this is going to be a full expansion, I'm somewhat wary of it, just because the DLC for XCOM 2 up until this point has been a little bit overpriced for what you get, and none of it was really game-changing, and it didn't really edit your experience of the game outside of a few little things. So hopefully this one brings a lot more to the table, because aside from Long War 2, which is a fantastic mod that still has a lot of problems behind it though, we haven't really got something that really changes how you play XCOM 2 and your entire experience in the game aside from some story missions. So War of the Chosen, it could definitely do that, but I feel like it's worth noting that I'm just a little bit wary of it. But that being said, the things that they've announced that edits the game, all the new storyline content, all the other stuff sounds absolutely fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about what they're adding into this game. So first of all, there's a new alien segment in Advent called The Chosen. They're basically some super secret special ops that are trying to ruin your resistance plans at every single opportunity. They look a little bit Halo or Destiny-like to me. I'm not sure if I'm super into the designs, but hey, I guess that's kind of like the least of my concerns with it. So they look really neat, and what they're going to be doing is, of course, they're going to have their own special units and stuff. They're going to have special weaponry. They're going to appear on certain maps and really try to hinder your progress. You're going to have to fight back against them. They're also going to, from what I've heard, have a focus on the overhead map as well. They're going to be trying to really take you down through the overhead gameplay as well, which is something that we haven't really seen outside of the UFO hunts that happen in XCOM 2. So along with all this, there's going to be a few new enemies to face in the game. We know a bit about some of them. I don't know if there's more or not. We're going to find that out as the game gets more information revealed. But there's going to be dark copies of XCOM soldiers, so you might be fighting against yourself, or maybe they could be infiltrating you. Don't have all the information on that quite yet. There's also going to be new Advent soldiers as well, including the Priest and the Purifier. The Purifier is supposed to use explosive attacks, and the Priest uses some more psionic-based gameplay. So that sounds pretty neat as well. I'm all for having new enemy types, because if you're like me and you play through XCOM 2 or use Long War a heck of a lot, you do get to face like the same enemies over and over and over again. So more variety, like flamethrowers and energy swords, I am absolutely all for. That sounds fantastic. Of course, we saw zombies as well. Now, zombies aren't technically new to XCOM, I guess, at least not the new series, if you want to count the raised dead that the sectoids use, so I assume they kind of act very similar to that. That's really the only basis I have on it. But, yeah, zombies in XCOM, that sounds alright, I guess. I feel like they should be really easy to take down, and if they were in missions, they would be more on the overwhelming side than anything else. Now, that does kind of pose a problem, because XCOM 2 does historically have a few problems with running well on a lot of people's hardware, so if you have a bunch of zombies on the screen, I doubt that's really going to help if you try to suppress them or anything, and your frame rates already get cut in half, so having like 12 other enemies on the screen, if that's the case, then that could definitely pose a problem, but it's still more things to shoot, so I guess that's fine. There's also going to be a bunch of new places you're going to be able to fight in. New maps are being added to the game with different themes behind them. You'll be in kind of the alien-infested wilderness, as well as some cities that were originally attacked by things like bioweapons from the first alien invasion all those years ago. So that will be why the zombies are there, of course. That sounds really cool. Obviously, I would love to see some new environments in XCOM. The maps can feel very similar to each other after a while, so just having even different aesthetics is always a really cool thing to add into any expansion. So we talked a little bit about Advent earlier, and we should also talk about the new classes and the new factions that are being added to the game as well. And they're not all enemy Advent. No, there's going to be 3 different factions added to the game that include the Reapers, Skirmishers, and Templars. All of them are going to utilize their own different tactics, and they'll be able to give you soldiers if you cozy up to them and manage your diplomacy and relations with them properly. You can also piss some of them off. I have no idea if they could become enemies in the game as well. That'd be kind of neat to see. Whether or not it's going to happen, who really knows. But having more diplomacy options and being able to work with other resistance contacts in the game to tailor your experience and your soldiers a little bit more, that sounds really damn cool. They're also giving the engineers and the scientists something to do as well, so in the original game they kind of were just there to enhance research or excavate different things on the ship and do little things like that. Now you'll be able to send them out on covert operations along with some of the soldiers as well, so they'll be having a use in the mid to late game when you end up with like 20 of them. They're also going to be editing how soldiers work and how they form relationships and bonds with each other. So this wasn't really something in the base game, but what's going to be happening is that when you put soldiers on missions together, or maybe through other factors, there's going to be abilities and perks that unlock when they get used to each other and when they form specific bonds. And one would assume if they have their best friend die, it's going to have a big, profound effect on them. Maybe they'll get shaken. Maybe they will have some other effects happen to them. It's something that's really going to enhance how you feel for your team, for your soldiers. So it already makes it so, well, like when your soldier dies permanently, like it sucks, right? Your best soldier just died. But now it's going to affect other people too, so it's going to enhance that even more and really connect you to your entire squad. So those are the really big things that are coming with this expansion. There's also going to be a challenge mode that works with a global leaderboard, as well as new ways to customize pose and share your stuff on social media, you know, all that good stuff that has to be in every single game nowadays. But that's kind of neat, you know, if you make all your friends in XCOM and then you give them like a group photo, post it on Facebook, maybe you'd want to do that. I don't know if I would, but I don't know, maybe someone will find a use for that. Anyways, it's some more story-driven and very interesting and very gameplay-enhancing XCOM 2 content. I'm fine with that. That's exactly what I want. I want more content in this universe, in this series. It's been super well done. Of course, it's one of my favorite games of the last probably 5 to 10 years. I played a crap ton of it, so being able to go back to it and have even more to do this time and more options and different things, I think that's A-okay. I'm really looking forward to this. What are your thoughts on the expansion? Let me know in the comments below or on Twitter, or join my Discord server. If you really enjoy my content, you can always take advantage of the promotion I got going on right now. If you register, download, and play Neverwinter, you'll be directly supporting my channel if you use the link in the description below. I would really appreciate it if you could do that. I make more on each referral than I do on these videos themselves, so if you want to support my channel for free, that's an awesome way to do it. I would love you forever. I am PattyJack, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.